This here is Amogla camp, and it has 9 habitable structures, and between them over 70 doors, but not one metal doorknob. This is one of the first cottages that my dad built, and he didn't really like what was available for doorknobs, and he wanted something that could deal better with things shifting because of frost, so he made wooden door locks for this one. And the guests loved them, so he made wooden door latches for the rest of them too. The inside doors also have wooden handles on them. And these are actually spring-loaded. The outside ones aren't. Although the spring isn't quite strong enough to fully latch it. And for the woodshed here, it's just a simple slider. The next cottage built was cottage number 2. We call it number 2, but it was actually the third cottage built. And that was built in 83, 84, and it has more interesting door latches. On here it's just a slider. And this one's got this really cool lever mechanism for operating the slider from the inside. My dad only went fancy for the front door for this though. The side door has just got a simple wooden slider. The inside door latches are also quite interesting in this one. So these actually look a bit like a doorknob. And they work a bit like one too, because there's this slidey thing that gets pulled back, and on the inside it's a doorknob. There's a dowel that goes through here. It has a pin that sticks into this latch part, and that's how that gets pulled back. And some of these will actually latch shut if you push them shut. This one's a little bit tight. And the windows also have wooden latch thingies. My dad never really varied the design of these very much, so they're not quite as interesting. And all the windows here actually are also built by my dad in his woodworking shop. And the kitchen cabinets in here have fairly conventional self-closing hinges with just knobs on them. In later cottages he changed the design of that too. Moving on to cottage number 1, which was built in 84, 85. It has another design of door closures. I like how this one looks. And this one will actually latch itself shut. I think this block with the spring was added later on, because probably my dad put too weak a spring in this one and didn't have the right kind of spring. To go and buy springs would have never occurred to him. The back door on this one works pretty much the same way, but without the extra spring. And all the inside doors in this one have got these sliders. And the nice thing about these is they move very easily. And if you need to lock yourself in the bathroom, there's a pin up here. There's in a hole here, and then it's locked. And this is cottage number 5, which was built in 85, 86. And the front door closure on this one is really quite basic. Just one piece. And this one you actually have to lift the handle for it to latch. And in this cottage, if you want privacy in the bathroom, there's a separate latch up here. Then for cottage number 7, which was built in 88 to 89, the outside latches are quite basic. There's no spring on these, but I quite like the way the inside ones work. So here's the knob on one side, and these actually latch shut. And if you want privacy, there's a little pin up here, and you put that in a hole, and then it's locked. And if you're wondering how these cottages are ever locked over the winter, again, a pin here, hole here, and that locks the front door. And then for the back door, this one doesn't lock. And this is the shed door. Nice slider. And then for locking it, drop this thing on here and put a padlock on there. So my dad didn't change the design for the door latches much after that. This is Cottage number 6, which was built in 89-90. And it has the same design for the outside door locks. Inside doors are pretty much the same as well. But at this point, he started making wooden hinges for the cabinets instead of using stock hardware. And there's no magnetic catch or anything. To open it, you turn this knob. And it's got a little hook thingy on here, which engages here. And here's the wooden hinges. And the cabinets underneath the sink work the same way, but with a slightly different knob. Bathroom cabinets work the same way. And the reason I mentioned these cabinets is because I actually made a video about fixing these cabinet doors at some point. A squirrel had gnawed its way through right there. So I hope you enjoyed this quick tour of wooden door latches and doorknobs at Amogla camp. I hope they're an inspiration to you, but if you want to buy some, I don't make these for sale, and I don't know anybody else who makes them for sale. You'll just have to build your own.